First, I just want to say this. If you practice the gentle art of jujitsu and your name is Chris, you no longer practice the gentle art of jujitsu. Now, listen, Chris, it ain't all bad news. You could literally do anything else. Dirt bike riding. I heard the white Chris's love that. Soap carving, ducks. Ducks is a hobby. You could line them up, make them cross the street. In the spirit of competition, anything's possible. Shit. French foot slapping, that exists. I don't give a fuck what you do, bruh. It's just not jujitsu. Not no more. Not for you. We're full. There are too many guys named Chris in jujitsu. I got 11 different fucking Chris's in my gym. Hey, after the third Chris, we go army style. It's fucking Mr. Whatever your last name is. I'd rather address you formally. That's better than Chris. That's a grown, you grown? That's a grown man's name? Uncle Chris? Grandpa Chris? Nope. I ain't ever saying that. Look, if your name is Chris and you're watching this, your parents were unimaginative hacks shuffling their pig fucking feet from one endeavor to the next until they got to naming your ass and they was like, oh, shucks, we just want them to fit in. Fuck you. Yup. Change your name. Hit my music. Yes. Ah, sweet gardenias. I don't even know what flowers these are. I don't, fuck, I shouldn't even brought these shits out. Yes. The fragrance, the elegance. All right. All right. First things first, do me a favor, subscribe, hit the bell. Never thought I'd be fucking saying that fucking phrase in my life for real. Like, God. But, that's what happens when you're when you utterly and completely fail at everything else. That leads you here. I fucked up. I undered when I should have over achieved. And now I'm here, right? Doing this shit. So, hit the subscribe button, the bell. It's the least I think you could fucking do. The algorithm is bunk. You gonna see what YouTube wants you to see. That's a goddamn Google guarantee. They don't want you. But look, it helps you out. It helps you out. It helps your boy out. It helps you out by helping me out. All right. So, did you do it yet? Go. I'm serious. Go hit the subscribe and just do that shit. Okay. Okay. First things first. I'm not. I'm not gonna belabor the shit. Um, it's an elephant that's been in the room for a long time, and honestly, it's taken me a long time to get around to this. Um, I'm surprised it's taking me so long. I'm surprised it's taking white people so long to get to this. And man, how do I put this? This is something that should have happened back in October 2023, on October 8th. Uh, Somebody should have come out and just like, I know there's a genocide, but let's put this on pause for a second. And just, all right, look, okay, here it is. Okay, congratulations, black people. Congratulations, yay! Congratulations, black people. I just wanted to congratulate black people and blackness for not, you know, for lack of a better term, let's just say congratulations, black people, for not doing in Israel. Now, yeah, you might be saying, what about Liberia, nigga? Yes. All right. Fuck. We did a Liberia. I mean, it really wasn't us. African Americans move to Liberia. They exploit. Well, they get kicked out of America. They exploit the Africans there, um, using this kind of like vague or not so vague U.S. backed like Western oligarchy style of government, and they ran the shit in the ground. There's a civil war. Like, unless you count like fake like Israelite, like fake Jewish niggas, bro. I was in San Francisco and I take one look. I take one look at these niggas, bro. And the armpit smell just materializes into my nostrils. Like these these niggas in like they look like they in Chinese emperor robes, but like I could smell the armpit. It goes down and out this funnel, this wind tunnel of the robes. I don't know. I don't care, bro. I don't care. Maybe we were one of the tribes. I just no. I get off the train in San Francisco. I look at them. I'm just like, no, no, this isn't right. Sorry. I'd rather these niggas be robbing, stealing, and killing. I'm gonna keep it real with you every time I look at them. But um, I don't know how to explain it with the Israelites. I don't know how I got on this subject, but it's black people know. We look at these niggas, the Israelites, black Israelites niggas, and we just look at them and we know it in our bones. That ain't it. Ain't no way. Ain't no way this is like, was Dr. Sebi one of them? I don't know. I don't want to go to Dr. Sebi, but those niggas are the first black incels to me. But that is a far cry from black Zionism. You know, all the post slavery like black migrations, those were driven by like just pure white expulsion. That's a product of pure uncut Anglo supremacy. Like that's not the same thing. That Liberia shit is not the same thing as that. So as Zionism. So congratulations, black people. We prove it. We be doing it. Look, the transatlantic slave trade and the systemic oppression that came afterwards was by far the worst thing that happened to a people in a history. I mean, I'm gonna keep it a buck. Right now, Palestine is giving niggas a run for their money. Like, but that, maybe 500 more years of this or whatever's going on. I mean, whatever's going on. 500 more years of genocide, a structured one that they're capitalizing off of. Yeah. But, listen, nobody wants to hear this shit. But if getting oppressed were the Olympus, niggas got the gold. Why you think we got these chains on all the time? We wearing these chains, nigga. We at least, I mean, if you want to have a conversation about how there was something worse, go ahead. I fucking dare you, racists. I dare you. I dare you to have a conversation about how slavery wasn't that bad. Every time you niggas do it on the internet, you just sound ridiculous. You sound sensitive. If I'm keeping it real, you shouldn't be saying shit. But yeah, we ate the transatlantic slave trade. White people ate us and shit. But what did we do? What did black people do when that happened to us? We levitated in the air, impossibly, and dunked on them, nigga. Dominated every sport incredibly. What else? We wrote all the best music. Before Khalid did it, we were the best music, nigga. Blues, rock, rap, house, techno. jazz, gospel, R&B, changed fashion for probably the next 300 years, about to do it again. Open heart surgery, color monitors, nigga, peanut butter, uh, traffic lights, blood banks. I think blood banks, super soakers, the fucking chip in your phone, full like without black people, there is no American cuisine. There's no soul food. There's no gumbo. There's no barbecue. Probably if you've had a teriyaki chicken burger or a teriyaki burger, nigga, that was us. That was our diabolical way of like trying to connect with the Samoan somehow Hawaiian Gardens. We probably they probably did it, but we did it. We all did it. We did it. Just we did it. Fuck it. I don't give a fuck. Okay, we did the teriyaki burger, nigga. That's you just gonna have to. How come we can't appropriate the fuck? But even I think the entire concept of cool, we did that. The Harlem Renaissance, we did that. We niggas, the Black Panthers made the breakfast program trying to just be chill and like feed and then the government was like, we'll take that for public schools. There really wasn't that much a breakfast program like that before public schools took it. They was like, these niggas are beating us in the fucking uh, breakfast program game. We need to. Even the way you motherfuckers talking, you talk shit about me like woke, lit, dope. That was us. The way you dance, the way you walk, the way you talk, the way you even resist this fucking system. Now, fuck. Okay. What we did not do was this. Black people didn't walk up to some new motherfuckers that had nothing to do with enslaving us. And like, we didn't, all right, bro, we didn't like find some like contested and not even really contested, but just like conflicted place in China and show up with the Wu-Tang album, like with 36 chambers and be like, yo, we used to low key be Chinese back in the day. Well, we were black, then you came over and became Chinese, but that still makes us Chinese. Like we the real genetically, we the real Chinese. And you know what it is? Now we're here right now with the Wu-Tang album and with the help of Imperial Japan. And we're here to take over Hong Kong, and now this is our shit. We didn't do that. We didn't do none of that. You know, we got enslaved. Black oppression and suppression was and still is happening. And what, doggy? What? We took that shit on the chin. On some Rotang shit. And we got doper, dog. Like we got more sicker. Like I don't we became undeniable. So yeah, I just wanted to open it with that. Like big ups to us. Cause we probably could have, probably still will, might still somehow, might fuck it up with all these new niggas. Like we don't know what, you know, Mayweather apparently supports fucking Israel, but whatever. Black people, give yourself a Barry Horowitz pat on the back. You know what I mean? Like, give us our flowers. Oh my God. I mean, we really didn't do in Israel though. Like, you really need to wonder why black people didn't do that. I'm not. I'm not someone who just like sits here and believes like, oh, my soul's black. I don't. You know, it's pretty obvious to me that I'm just hopping from body to body and experience. to experience on what might be just a drunken fucking walk home. I don't know, to God, a walk home to God or whatever the fuck. I don't believe that. Like, but in as far as I am like black, yay, we didn't do in Israel. Like Mazel fucking Negativ. Like we didn't do like I look at black people every day and I just be like, even if a nigga got his cell phone on the bus, and I'm like, this motherfucker, but we didn't do in Israel though. He could have did it in Israel. He didn't do that shit. That nigga is the, you know what I mean? Every black person walking around LA, walking around, you should have your fanny so high in the air right now, like a French poodle. You should just, you should feel good about yourself. I know it shit ain't cool out here. I'm not like, you know what I mean? But we got it. You got a win is a win. You know what I mean? Um, a lot of what black people go through looks bad, and it is bad. But you know, I look at MAGA Mexicans like voting for Trump, and then I look at the Jewish state, and I'm like, nah, y'all ain't doing this right. You're not being minorities correctly. There is a way to do this. There's a way to walk it. Y'all ain't walking it right. MAGA Mexicans really pissed me off because like y'all voted for this nigga, and we were like, I don't know. We know why the black niggas voted for Trump, because of Christian shit or whatever the fuck those Christian black males and females be on. That's on them. But to see like actual motherfuckers that I work, I go work I'm a bartender and shit, and I'll be like, okay, I'll work a wedding, and then I'll hear the security of the venue, these niggas out there talking about abortion, and that's why they voted for Trump and shit. And now, they're like, oh my God, like, I mean, I don't think black people have a problem showing up to MAGA protests and shit, but I think the truth is like if you look on the internet, that's what you'll see. Like you'll see black people acting a fool and being like, oh, don't go, help. But these are the same niggas that would say they don't give a fuck about Palestine. So let me put it this way. I know that's a minority of people. There's some old heads that might have voted for Trump on some Christian shit, but for the most part, real niggas out there doing real nigga shit. And they gonna keep doing that. Like, but with that said, to kind of see like any Mexican person being like, well, black people, you gotta get on out here with us. We'll be out there in a second. We told you. Here's one thing about niggas, bro. Here's one thing about black people. If we tell you something once, we might tell you twice. We might go, look, don't do that. That's 5 to 10. Don't do this. You working against. That's not how you do that. We are so used to not getting listened to generally. We'll tell you once. We're not gonna waste the energy telling you 2 and 3 times. We told you not to vote for this nigga once. You went and did it anyway. And now you can't be like, come on out the house and help me. We told you stop fucking with that boy. Stop fucking with him. He gonna beat your ass. He don't play. Y'all thought it was sweet. We told you. I know I have it on good authorities. Black people told you not to vote for him. Please don't do that. This isn't gonna go how you think it's gonna go. And now you got all kinds of like Cubans and shit talking about their husband got deported. Like, bruh. That's another thing black people invented. Fuck around and find out. You can't fuck around and then when you go find out, you can't come back to me and be like, oh shit, I found out. Yes. I found out. Can you come help me unfind this shit? No, I will probably. But I did tell you, what's one thing black mothers always be saying, bro? Like I remember she told me to get down from something, from some shit, and I fell. I think I was like hopping on the bed and I fucking fell and I hit I literally hit the I remember this fucking brown table. It was some lead paint shit. It had like a mirror on it. It had this fucking corner that was sharp as shit. This is before they started beveling down shit and putting softer wood on corners so that niggas didn't, you know what I mean? Fuck their skull cap up, fracture that shit. I remember like hopping up and down. She was telling me, and even my dad was kind of like, Betty, let him hop on the bed. Who gives a fuck? The fuck? We don't got no money. There ain't nothing to do in this house, in this hotel. I think it was in a hotel room at the time. Shit, we were staying at. And I fucking fell and threw blood and my tears and everything, blood on the fucking thing, and grabbing my head and like knowing there's a fucking hole in it. And my mom was like, told you. See me go get some, telling my dad that he got to take care of it because since he was the one, like, you know what I mean? She put that gauze in my head and that was it. There was no sympathy. Now I sympathize. I'm just telling you. Oh shit! I just touched the mic. I sympathize. I'm just telling you what we were and how kind of what we are at the same time. So Mexicans really listen. You better be happy that niggas out there because it's not really our. It's not how we. It's all Sparta over here, baby. It's just, you know what I mean. You fuck around, you find out we throw you over a cliff and you don't breathe no more. It's some Haiti shit. You honestly, if I was Mexican, if I was any type of Central American, anything like that, I would Haiti it. I would Haiti it up. I would find all the niggas that voted for Trump, cut their balls right the fuck off. You're done. You don't get to breed anymore. You can't let these people continue breeding. You can't let them continue to have more of them that will just make vote for Trump. Is that eugenics? Yes. Will it work? Probably. I don't know how genes work. I'm not a fucking doctor. Chop their balls off anyway. They shouldn't have voted for Trump. The genetic structure that made them do that can't let that bloodline continue, dog. Sorry. I mean, don't do that next time. I don't know. Sometimes I wonder, like, why didn't we do this? Why didn't black people think to like form a Jewish state? Or sorry, well, we're not Jewish. So that's probably why we didn't do it. But like, I think at this point, everybody knows who Theodore Herzl is, um, godfather of Zionism, and he he was not about continuing like the tradition of what I call like rabbinical meticulous Jewish thought, you know, based on fucking fairness and justice. From what I've read about the motherfucker, he hated these rabbis. He hated them. And I don't think he hated like, oh, I don't fuck with Orthodox Jews because they got all these tunnels and I don't fuck with tunnels like that. I don't think that's what he like. I don't think that's what he was like about. I think Theodore Herzl was on some basically like, I wish I was white type shit. Like, you know, from from my perspective, just looking at it from a historical, like it feels like Israel as a Jewish state is not about Jewishness. It's a proposition for whiteness, for secular whiteness. Um, you might go like, okay, why? Hmm. Herzl was like assimilated into. He was Austrian Hungarian, and he was, he was someone who came. He he basically tried to embrace German culture, and he joined like this like German like nationalist like fraternity, and then the nigga had to resign because the like by like nature the German nationalist like fraternity was just anti-Semitic. They he he fucked with everything Nazi except the part where they weren't fucking with him. You know, I call it. I mean, look, can you imagine? Hold up. Let me think here. I call it the Heschel like Herschel conundrum, because there's Herzl. What I say, Herschel. There's Herzl, the Zionist guy, and there's Heschel, who wrote um, God in Search of Man. So when it comes to the situation with these two Jewish people, with these two Jewish factions, they have to. It's a Jewish crossroads. It's like they have to decide now whether they're going to be God in search of man or man in search of a state, and that's what they have to figure out. Uh, the tradition of rabbis that Heschel, what was his full name again? Fuck. Actually, I'm gonna look it up real quick because I forgot. I had it. I don't think it surprised anybody. I got the computer right here, but I don't really like use it. Heschel. Uh, Abraham Joshua Heschel. He marched with Martin Luther King and shit. But I'm trying to figure out. Uh, he comes from a certain line of rabbis. I had this memorized when I read that book. But I'm drawing a blank right now. It doesn't matter. I don't feel like looking it up. But it's something to think about. It's something I'd be thinking about. Like how, because when I was younger and I read God in Search of Man, I was kind of like, maybe I had a different romanticized idea what a rabbi is. The same thing the way I look at an imam. I would see those as, I would honestly look at them as better than like Christian pastors, because I was trying to, when I read God in Search of Man, I was trying to find a way out of Christianity. You know what I mean? So it's kind of shocking to look at Israel and look at like who's representing Jewish people. Because to me, and this is when I was 18, this is before like, fuck. I hate saying this because you're going to figure out my age, but like, this is before fucking 9/11, bro. I was like 19 or something, 18, maybe. How old? Maybe? Probably, somewhere around there. So my knowledge of Jewish people is different than what we might look at. Like, here's another thing too. Maybe I said this in the last podcast, but niggas don't know who's Jewish. Like nobody knew until right now, because now you had to know. Because now if you talk some shit, it's like you're anti-Semitic. It's like, nah, 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 nah. It's like, no, I don't. You know what I mean? But going back to Herzl, can you imagine like Malcolm X getting kicked out of like an American colonial society, and then like writing a like poetry and journalism, like doing journalism and shit, just so he could like take over the Galapagos Islands, nigga. Could you? Him and a bunch of other niggas like the Galapagos are ours. It was promised. Trying to be like, bro, this is why black people are like this because we used to eat kimono dragons. Wait, is that where the kimonos are? Malcolm X like, I'm American like y'all. I'm gonna try to. Oh no, you're out. And then he still try to. You get it. You get it. You get it. I don't need to. Okay. What else is going on in this fucked up world? Actually, um, I want to ask a question, and it's gonna seem a little fucked up. I don't. All right. This is just it's just something that's been like on my mind. I got a question. I want to see if something is transphobic or not. Like I know this is the recipe to getting canceled. I listen. It's just if you hear it out, if you hear me say it out, you'll be like, okay, maybe this nigga's not. And I look, I hate to do it. I don't want to have you walk down this road with me. Shit, this is risky. This is risky. Um, okay, so here it is. Look, if my child, let's just say my son, says, "Hey, Dad, I was born a boy. I have always been a girl," you know, honestly, I'd probably be like, fucking, fucking, and 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 I'll do that thing with my hand, like niggas do a speech and it runs long, the rolling fingers. I'll just be like, come on, fucking, all right, yeah, spit it out, Morty. I'm fucking or whatever the fuck, Morty. I ain't even my son Morty, dude. I don't know why that came out, but I'm a fucking 60. Like, I'm fucking playing video games, and I got this vice. I got video games gonna be lit, and he's like, "Oh, and that's it," or they're like, "That's it," and I'm all, okay. That was always allowed. That's all I say to him. I'd wire them, her, gender affirming surgery money, and basically be done with the shit at that point. Like I would hope that my involvement would be done, you know. Like I know I'm gonna be a loving parent, but attentive. I got ADHD, nigga. Look, I know video games are gonna be they're gonna be insane in 10 years. And I'm gonna be too distracted for a conversation. Like, plus, especially not that conversation. Like, I'm optimistic about the future. I think like all most gay and like trans issues are likely gonna be either hopefully non-existent or just fucking mundane. Like it's gonna be a regular because let's be real. When it comes to, and this is probably has to do a lot with I hate to say it, to use the P word, patriarchy, but think about how commonplace and kind of just, I hate to say it, I don't want to say mediocre, but just no mundane works. Just to even like meet a gay man, it's just kind of like it's not even. It's just, you know what I mean? I think around like 2000, damn, like 8 or something, niggas just accepted that gay niggas was fat. Like that gay niggas could be fat. Like it's niggas don't really. Maybe some unenlightened. There's still some hangers on, like niggas that didn't get the new Kendrick album or wasn't listening to Kanye, polo shirt Kanye when he was talking about Don't be mean to gay people. There might be some holdouts that don't fuck with gay people, but generally speaking, it's kind of just now. There's just another people that we know. Like it's not, you know. I'm not saying the issues are non-existent and shit. That's like saying racism is over. It's not. You know what I mean? But I think trans is the heavier like thing to like that people fucking won't. I don't know why it's so hard to wrap their minds around that shit, but whatever. It's just they can't, you know. But I think when my son, if my son does this, I'm not gonna want to hear this conversation. Be like, bro, this is like 30 years. Did you think I was gonna give a fuck? Like, how much money do you want? I'm trying to play Skyrim 3, nigga. Like, can you hurry this conversation along? You know what I mean? God is supposed to come and rapture all the Christians. So what's supposed to be left behind is meek blasphemers. Like, there's going to be more pressing matters than my daughter's, gender. You know what I mean? Gender shit. I'm going to be playing video games and in the screen, it's going to be like, boop, there's going to be an end screen. Why is the Malibu shoreline all the way to Figueroa and shit? It's going to be radiation poisoning and fucking Tulsa brain chips, nigga. My worry isn't like the trans part. It's like, my worry is this, and it's my brain doing it. Whatever gender, okay? This is my offspring, fruit of my loins. They carry the light absorbing, pure obsidian nigga DNA of me. The chocolate Adonis, you know what I mean? But me, I'm indecisive as fuck. I know this. I have like 5 or 6 Libra placements. I do not. I can't. I won't make a decision. Like, bro, you have never seen a more aimless, meandering nigga than me famished. Like, actually hungry, walking around Echo Park looking like the fucking thinking emoji and shit. And there are viable fucking choices. I'm just not choosing them. I'm hungry as fuck. My ribs are sticking. I'm just like, bro, I'm just walking around. Probably end up settling on a bag of Doritos or some shit. And I feel like the inability to make a fucking decision, you pass down, that's a flaw. You pass down this shit. And it is a flaw. Okay? My indecisiveness. That's why girls don't like me sometimes. Like, they're like, I thought you liked me. And I'll be like, yeah. Well, you know what I mean? Love, I'm always sure of. But with like, I'm just like, yeah, I like you. But also when I decided that, what if I was just really hungry that day? And if you had pizza rolls and I was just like, oh, when's the last time I had pepperoni? Like, and that's why I like you. But you know what I mean? I don't want to waste your time. And I don't know. I don't know if we should. Anyway. Look. Point is this. If my daughter walks up to me and is like, after a while, and is like, Daddy, actually, I changed my mind. This isn't for me. No, I'm not. I'm not accepting it. You know what I mean? I'm not letting them go back. I don't give a fuck. I know what you're supposed to do, which is like, oh, that's fucking, oh, well, it's your body. It's your life. Like, fucking, nah, not me. I'm not. Look, I say this with all due, like, respect to the trans. I'm not saying, fuck that. She's my daughter now. That's it. You don't go back. No, no. You have to make, just like I said earlier about the fucking around and find out, you fucked around, you found out, you're Lisa now. Like, no, I'm going to look at her and go, you're not going to read dude on me, dude. You're not going to do that. What the fuck? Like, all that money. Bitch, that was my retirement. Social Security went to bombs. I'm broke. All my money is in, Dave and Buster's crypto coins, nigga. Like whatever passes for. All my money is in bricks chips. I don't even know if that's what that is going to be. I mean, little bitch, don't you see we living in a boat off of Figueroa? What happened to you? Were always a girl. Why? What do you mean you didn't get the dick removal? That's when I grip her up. Then what was the fucking money for? Like, would you take 7,500 grand? Like, what? I'm gonna grip her up and be like, look, I've already forgotten your dead name and I named you. Nah, you ain't going back to whatever name I named, Morty or fucking Larry or whatever the fuck. I'm not remembering no new names because I would assume I'm gonna be 78. Like, you not, nope. I'm not, I already forgot your dead name. You're just Lisa now. You can go back to the old gender, that's fine, but you're still Lisa. Like, I'm not gonna go back to your old name. I already forgot it. Nah. I would have to just for the sake of, like I said before, with not letting the long unbroken chain of indecisiveness, that ends with me. With her. You're Lisa now. You're Lisa forever. Sorry. Like, you just gotta be Lisa now. You here's the problem. You walk out of the door, you pick a place to eat, you sit down, you eat all this shit. It's not that serious. You make a choice. Lisa? Dad, what the fuck are you talking about? Shut the fuck up, Lisa. I know what you're doing. I've been in your shoes. Your Ferragamos. Just to see. You know what I mean? And I saw it. I have ugly ass feet. You know? Dad? Beep. Fucking flatline sound. Oh, shit. I'll be out in public and people will be like, there he goes. That crusty piece of shit who disowned his son. And I'll be like, what son? I have no son. I have a daughter. You mean my daughter, Lisa? Can't seem to make up her fucking mind. You're already indecisive like a chick. Just stay. I know what, no, I mean, I'm indecisive too, but women are. You're doing it. You're doing the thing that you said you always. Looking at Lisa will be like looking in a fucking mirror. You're going to have to look. Kids are, why would you have kids? They're just you with several more steps. But, oh God. Podcast, right? So I'm going to show you this.
Americans, are you going to keep falling for this shit, or are you just going to keep every single time, endlessly, getting swindled by Democratic Party entryism? Are you going to keep falling for it again, or are you going to do something differently for once? Because it keeps happening. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, the future of the left, she's going to change the Democratic Party from within. Oh, she just voted to send another $500 million fucking dollars to Israel so they can buy weapons. And then she tried to justify it. She posted on Twitter, "This does nothing to cut off offensive aid to Israel, nor end the flow of US munitions being used in Gaza. Of course I voted against it. What it does do is cut off defensive Iron Dome capacities while allowing the actual bombs killing Palestinians to continue." Now, this is bullshit. What the Iron Dome does is it allows Israel to attack other countries, Palestinians included, and for other countries to not have any real deterrent against that, because it stops a lot of the retaliatory strikes when they do that. Without the Iron Dome, Israel would not be able to conduct genocide in Gaza. Israel would be getting fucking bombed to shit, even just by Yemen, to the point where a political penalty would have been imposed upon it, and the Israelis would be fucking begging their government to stop the genocide, just so that they stopped getting fucking missiled every day. There is no difference between fucking defense and offense here. Give me a fucking break. What she did here is she voted for genocide. $500 million in funding for supposed Israeli defensive arms also means that Israel saves money on those supposed defensive arms to then spend another $500 million in the fucking bombs. You dumb moron. It's not even that she's a dumb moron, okay? She knows this is wrong. She knows this is wrong. She wants power. She wants fame. She wants money. You don't join the Democratic Party to challenge the system. You join the Democratic Party to become a part of it and then to mislead people into becoming parts of the system themselves. That is her purpose. It has always been her purpose.
Okay, so I guess my question is just off top. What the fuck is wrong with us? Not even like just the purse clenching fucking pussy ass liberals, but I mean some of us on the far left. Like, what is it about us? Some of us on the left, but it's mostly liberals. But what is it about us not being able to spot a fucking phony or a fake? Where is our Fugazi vision? Like, why don't we have Fugazi vision? I don't get it. I'm not sure why people are so late to the fucking party on this, but AOC and Sanders are very obviously, especially since Sanders lost, like they're these performers for the institution. They're out there throwing ass on the stage covered in Palestinian blood and student loans at a fucking neoliberal circus. Like, they are, first stringer. Like, they're here for that neoliberal fucking spectacle. And, I've watched these motherfuckers capitulate, compromise, and consistently fail, like hard fail, like just actually not do anything at building even like the wisps of working class power. Their financial ties to the establishment they're obscured, but you can just feel that they're there somewhere. You don't know who they are or like who's the puppet master and shit, but nigga, it's somebody. There's some shadow behind them. Because how are they still in office? You ain't in office. Like, how? Logically, you have to. It's time to accept at some point that they are perpetuating this oligarchy. This is at their best, by the way. This is the best what they're offering. The best that they're offering is the same shit. They've been there so long and we don't have shit. I'm not talking about what you feel what they're doing when they do a little post after a red state nigga wins an election. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about fucking results, nigga, like real results. Everything has been getting worse since like the beginning of Obama's second term. Like, what the fuck? People forget shit was like on the backslide in the middle of Obama's second term. Then there was Trump, then there was Biden, but shit has been pretty bad the entire time. And this is them at their fucking best. At worst, At worst, they're lying. They're bad actors. This is just number one bullshit. So their best is that they just fucking suck at this and they're just not good, or they're fucking lying to you. There's not really an in between anymore. I don't believe these two, and I don't believe these two. I I haven't I haven't believed them for like a very long time. And listen, it's good that people are waking up, but why is it taking so long? Like, why can we not see? Or at least I'm talking to liberals. If you're watching this, I'm probably not talking to you, but take from it what you will. Why can we not see the unfettered ego, like the Jungian like shadow and the intrinsic bad in these fucking people? I'm I'm not a Jordan Peterson fan by any fucking means. Like, the nigga's not manly. Like, let's get that straight. He's supposed to represent the manosphere, but he's not fucking manly. He ain't some rational, like, patriarchal figure to me. Like, he's not the deep layered thinker that should be studied and followed. Bro, I'm just gonna say it plain. The nigga loves Xans too much. I've been around bitches, especially white people that take Xans. I've been with in various levels of intimacy with too many white girls addicted to barbiturates. This is just me being clear. And that experience makes it hard for me to trust or believe anything Jordan Peterson will ever say for the rest of his life. You need to go to sleep, Kimberly. You've been up since midnight 2 nights ago. You was doing speed and now you're doing Xanax. You're having a fucking fever dream with my dick out. You're scaring me inside of this hotel. That's how I feel about Jordan Peterson. Okay? This is a long preface because what I'm about to say, I want you to understand. I don't like this nigga. I'm not quoting him because I like him. Listen, just based off of Jordan Peterson's voice, like Kermit the Frog don't got a dick and shit because like he's a puppet, but like he sound like if you cut Kermit dick off, like you like castrated him and tell Kermit, all right, nigga, you don't got a dick. Go out and talk to people. Like, if Jordan Peterson was like a sergeant, he's like, all right, buckos, this is for all the marbles. Go charge that hill. I ain't charging shit. Except, me not going to the game. I'm not charging shit. Charge to the game, nigga. I'm not going. I'm falling all the way the fuck back. And peeking my head over a bush and shit. And it's not my head, it's a helmet with the bayonet. But with that said, one thing he says is that basically before you start fucking around with the system, you should clean your room first. And it sounds dumb as fuck. And it is dumb as fuck. But is it though? Is it fucked up? Listen, my mind kind of works like this. I see a thing. I think it's wrong. I know it's wrong. I hate that thing. I look at it for the poison it actually is. And then after all else has failed, I tend to think, maybe I start to think, okay, we tried everything. So maybe a little bit of the poison is the cure. Jordan Peterson is poison, but y'all need to clean your rooms. Me too. But also y'all do, Me too, but y'all do, Me too, but y'all do, dude. I think, and this is just me. This is old nigga shit, old nigga logic. This is young Unk talking here. The reason we can't spot ego, the naked ambition, the fractured inner child, the unaddressed voids in the spirit, the bad, the cruel, the fucked up, the inherent like lying, the shadow in a motherfucker is because we either can't spot it in ourselves, or when we look at the shadow within ourselves, we hang a fucking veil over it. We exist and insulate ourselves in this mind state of like, oh, well, I'm a liberal. I'm one of the good ones. I'm trying to save people. I'm the hero. I'm trying to save the world. I'm the hero of the story. So I'm good. I see a representation of myself outside of me that represents that. They're good. So they have to be good, right? My fractured inner child. I don't need to heal that. My Jungian shadow. I don't want to see that. My Lacanian lack. I don't need to address that. All that lust, desire, and want, and ambition, and the inability to be satiated or satisfied despite being spoiled with choices. Good old American fucking choices, good old Western world choices. Well, all that, yes, all that you said is true, but that's not covering up any emptiness, is it? So if I'm good, they must be good. Listen, I'm not sitting here talking about like I'm not an exception. Clearly, obviously, I'm just as fucked up. I'm still doing music, and I started a podcast, and I'm way past like I shouldn't be doing any of this. I'm doing a podcast that apparently, it's going to be 2 times a month. Apparently, it just updates whenever. That should tell you everything you need to know. I'm not here with all the wealth and, life making all the sense, all even keeled and all emotionally secure and consistently acting out of deep maturity. And I'm constantly, surrounded by support and people who love me. I mean, the truth is, I haven't sang or rapped one word about like togetherness. It's a lot of like my music's a lot of anger aimed at the top, but it ain't about coming together and all of us getting out of it. Like it's not what I really end up talking about. But I also come from a very small, dysfunctionally violent, like surrounded by violence, poor as fuck family. Like I don't know what togetherness means. And sometimes togetherness, it makes me angry and uncomfortable. And I be thinking that shit corny all at the same time. That's why it's taking me 3 months to do another episode. Like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Nigga, like, where do I get off? I know. How dare me say any of this shit at the end of the day? But I'll tell you one thing, though, I know for sure, like, thank God. Thank God. Like, whatever that means to you. Thank God for drug use and drug abuse and wheeling and dealing out here on these streets. Because without question, I know an ineffectual fake motherfucker acting out of ego and shadow when I see one. There's just something about being like a fucked up Lodi and like a kind of a derelict, like looping pro, failing, being an abject failure, a burnout. I'm a burnout, a degenerate. surrounding who is like, I've chosen to surround myself in the past with like junkies in desperation, you know. That was a choice. Those were all choices. But when you're around like all that shit and just like I said, the desperation of like the lower and lower middle classes, and then I got out of that and I'm just now being kind of okay. I mean, better than I was yesterday, better than I was fucking before COVID. To get out of it, to stay reasonably, relatively safe, you have to dig deep and confront and live with your fucking shadow. Some niggas don't, they live with their shadow kills them. It's fucked up. But if you survive that, look, you can't hang a veil over your darkness. You will not and cannot be a centered and balanced person and bring balance to a fucked up world without doing that. I know you think you can, but that's what AOC and fucking Bernie thinks. And look what we got. A little bit of poison is the cure. Hair of the D double OG. Oh, that's Doog. I mean D O double G, nigga, dog. The prevailing thought for me is like a prevailing thought is that in trying to save this world, is that effort is what is intrinsically, emotionally, and psychologically scarring, and that the endeavor itself somehow requires therapy. But that line of thinking only works if you're like delusional enough to believe that you're the hero of the story. You're not the hero. Because that line of thinking is what all these fucking MAGA fucks think. As sad and as fucking clueless as they are, they think they're the fucking hero. The whole internet is what just because we're on the internet, we think we're the fucking hero. And the truth is we as people have always required therapy. The moment we booted up and came online, consciously we needed therapy, nigga. Like we always have deep inner work that needs to be done. And I hate to say this because it sounds corny, but our parents are probably dumb as fuck. Like they fucked us up. And the reason why we keep falling for these like charlatans and, with their shallow fucking platitudes and like they're waffling and they're kind of like weak, just go nowhere bullshit. You know what I saw with like this ICE shit? It's like I saw all this talk and all these meetings and like calls to organized, and niggas, mostly white niggas, they like, oh well, what we do is like we're gonna show up and to the court and shout shame and with the ICE shit, what's crazy? What it really took for like shit to pop off and for people to start thinking about putting their bodies on the line, bro. It took one Mexican teenager from Paramount on a skateboard throwing a fucking brick through the window of an ICE vehicle. Teenagers that age are too young to have a shadow yet. I'll tell you what it didn't take. It didn't take a bunch of like lost consumers, just straight up consumers, just getting in the room and like basically just going, all right, this is my identity as an activist. Let's our next plan is to think about a place to go and stand around somewhere else and talk. Because we're already here in this meeting place and we do chat rooms, but also let's go stand over here and talk about some shit. It took real niggas going to MacArthur Park and standing there for shit to get like uncomfortable for the system. Not a bunch of libs, bro. Not a bunch of libs that think they're the fucking good guy. Um, that's the thing about me in politics and me wondering if I should even be talking about this shit anymore. Because I actually don't know if I want to be involved or surrounded by people barely sorting out right now that AOC and Bernie are bad at what they do. If you can't figure that out for these people, sometimes I wonder if people could figure out who shouldn't be running DSA, who shouldn't be running this tenant union, who shouldn't be doing that. You can't, it's just like if I look at like Hassan Piker or Katie Halper or like the Bituation Room, and they're talking about AOC and they're just like, oh, like, yeah, I'm just really disappointed in her. It's just like, no, it's more than that, bro. She's not good at this. Bernie is not good at this. They ain't it. All your energy and all your prana and all your fucking, your mana and like spiritual pressure or whatever from Bleach that you're feeding into them needs to get pulled all the way fucking back. They ain't it. And it doesn't matter if they are accidentally not it or whether this is like by design. It doesn't matter. I shouldn't be talking about politics no more. I think even though it's funny, I think I was having a better time with the bits back there, like the transmit, like that was cool. You know, I don't, I see this shit, but I also don't want to put my beer down and like get off the stool for people like this. Because if I get off the stool, I feel like me and my shadow are harmonizing. I'm gonna go find 1,000 other Mexican Paramount niggas that are skateboarding with bricks. I ain't hiding from my shadow. I ain't putting a veil over him. You know what I mean? I put my beer down. I get off the stool. It's gonna be some Viggo Mortensen history of violence type shit. Like I'm looking at how things are being done. I'm like kind of like this isn't it because that's what's actually needed right now. Like all this, like, oh my God, I'm put my faith in Mundani. One more fucking apparition, one more fucking phantom to have in the hold until Bernie gets in his ear and tells him, lighten up on Israel. Until AOC gets in his ear and it's just like, go in with me on the Iron Dome. Like, it's fine. I'll let you rub my feet and I'll give you head or something. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm thinking about AOC's feet. I don't know why they jumped into my head, but Madani's going to capitulate too at some point. Like all this organizing just to argue with, fucking social climbers and people who are overdramatic, who are ambitious for leadership, having positions they absolutely should not have, messy, walking around lost, drinking too much caffeine, white as fuck, lacking backbone, moral fiber. And the whole time they thinking they're the hero of the story and they're helping. I haven't been adjacent to people in these spaces, and the people who should be doing the leading, who have the actual passion, they ain't leading. And I look at a nigga that is leading and I'm like, what? Nigga, this is an op. How come you ain't leading? People just feel like I don't think I can. I'm a little too broken inside, but being just a little broken inside, like, I don't know, that kind of broken lets these like baby shambles type niggas take over and, whatever. The time for committees and theorizing and talking like community as replacement for self work and dirty work, Like the dirty work of this shit, that's over now. I'm just saying that's over now. Do you want to find yourself and harmonize your shadow? Have a physical confrontation with the state. That's the only other valid option. The only other like valid, if you can't afford therapy, that's a valid form of therapy. Right now it is. You want to access your shadow, work through some shit, pick up a brick. It seems like I'm talking directly to you, but hopefully if you fucking know me, it's a little bit of you, but it's a whole lot of whoever showed up to that oligarchy rally. It's a little you, it's a little me, but it's a lot more of these niggas. DSA niggas especially. Mealy mouthed, working in the system, trying to believe it. I really believe it. I believe in it. What I'm doing. I believe. Follower ass NPC motherfuckers, falling for like clearly, obviously manufactured movements. Like if you reposted anything that Bernie said after Trump won, I'm talking to you first. They did like a GPS like data analysis and found out that like 84 of the motherfuckers that went to that fighting oligarchy shit had like attended like 9 Kamala Harris rallies, some Antifa BLM shit. It was not grassroots. It was mad orchestrated. They just got a bunch of fucking docile professional activists together to create a fucking like a false momentum. And that shit didn't even work. Like Democratic, like the polls and shit, they hit like all new lows, bro. Like they got a crowd of people together. They threw ass on the podium, right? Twerked it out, but there was no Medicaid cuts. They didn't stop Musk from dismantling Social Security. They both voted for Biden's fucking infrastructure bill. There was no Medicare expansion in that bill. There was no like Green New Deal shit in that bill. The Green New Deal for public housing got diluted. And then now it became like these fucking tax credits for developers. Like it's crazy to me that AOC can like boycott a Trump inauguration, like State of the Union thing. And Sanders can do all these fucking like oligarchy speeches, but they won't like primary Schumer. Again, nigga, like, what the fuck is going on? What's happening? I don't understand. I don't get it. These motherfuckers care about their career. They care about their work culture. They're just like anybody else in some office job. There's so many tactics they could have used already. I'm not going to run down the list. You know the list. I don't see where they've confronted anyone on anything ever. There's so many tactics. But the Democratic Party is just inherently capitalist. And I feel like they will always inevitably co-opt leftist movements. And the co-opting is the feature. Any like independent working class movement to like counter, establishment resistance that I've seen has been, it seems like only Krishna Sawant is doing that right now. Let me ask you something. Like, do you feel saved? Like, are we about to get like, are we living in an about to get free healthcare vibe like right now? Do you feel less responsible for genocide or more? Did you know Bernie Sanders lived in a kibbutz? Did you know that shit? How many tech companies have contributed to like AOC's war chest? Do you know that the answer to that question? Hold on, let me see this shit real quick. Look up Kishma Sawant. I don't, my battery's about to die. I don't want to do this podcast. I'm done. It's about an hour. But look up Kishma Sawant. I'm going to leave some like links in the bottom. You know, Sawant so far is the only person whose strategy is centered on actual street protests, like occupations, strikes. You know, you should look her up and stop fucking around with Bernie and AOC. These people ain't it. That's it. That's the podcast. I think that's an hour. That's all I've kind of wanted to say. Sorry it's been so late. That the last 3 months have been fucking crazy. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. All just for so many different reasons. But your boy's back. I'll see you next time. Thank you. Where's my roses? Oh yeah. Thank you. All right.